Hi coders, this is Sanjay and in this video we will discuss Leetcode problem 977, squares of the sorted array. Given an integer array nums sorted in non-decreasing order, return an array of the squares of each number sorted in non-decreasing order. So we are given the inputs which is in non-decreasing order and we have to return the squares of each number and that will also be in non-decreasing order. So let's see the input. So the input has 0 and 0 square will be 0 and then the input has -1. -1 square will be 1. Then the input has 3. 3 square will be 9. Then the input has -4. -4 square will be 16 and then the input has 10. 10 square will be 100. So after squaring the array becomes something like this. But we have to return it in non-decreasing order. So this is the answer. In the example 2, we have -7, -3, 2, 3 and 11. So 2 square will be 4, 3 -3 square will be 9, 3 square will be 9, 7 square will be 49 and 11 square will be 121. Okay, so the problem is pretty clear. So let's think about the algorithm. Now think which number square would be greatest. So the number can be either negative or the number can be positive. Now we have to check the absolute of each number which is on the left side or on the right side, because only these two numbers can have the maximum square of the numbers. So 10 square will be 100 and once we are done with 10 square we would check about 3 and -4. Since -4's absolute number will be greater, we would square -4. So -4 square will be 16. Now we would check for -1 and 3. So the absolute of 3 will be greater. So we would square 3 which is 9. Now we would check for -1 and 0. Now the absolute of -1 will be 1 which is greater. So the square will be 1. And now we will put the square of 0 which is 0. In the second example also we can do the same thing. We would check the absolute of the least and the highest numbers. So 7 square will be 49. 11 square will be 121. So the first answer would be 121. Then we would check for -7 and 3. So the absolute of -7 is 7 and the square will be 49. Now we would check for -3 and 3. So the absolute of -3 is 3 and 3 is also 3. So we can take any of the number. So for the simplicity I am taking only positive numbers. So 3 square will be 9. Now we would check for -3 and 2. So the absolute of -3 will be 3 and 3 square will be 9. Now we would check for 2. So 2 square will be 4. So here this is the algorithm. Let's see how we can code it. So we would take the high and low indexes. So let's call it left and right. So left equal to 0 and integer right equal to nums.length -1. Now we have to return the integer array as a result. So let's take result of size nums.length. Now we would use a for loop for iterating the array and comparing the left and right. So while left is less than equal to right, and then we would check if the absolute of left number is greater than or equal to the absolute of right number. So if the absolute of left number is greater than or equal to the absolute of right number, then we would store the left number square on the highest index. So this should be the index nums left into nums left. Now what is index? So we have to declare index here. So let's say index should be the highest index. So it would be nums.length -1. Now if nums left absolute is less than nums right absolute. Now if nums left absolute is less than nums right absolute, so we just have to use nums right here. Yeah, and one more thing we have to add in both of the statement. If we are using left number for assignment, then we have to increment left, and if we are using right number for the assignment, then we will decrement right, and then we would return the result. Okay, let's see if this is passing all the test cases.
Ouch!
Okay, so this is failing the test case. Now let's see what's the issue. So we are not decrementing the index. We have to decrement the index every time we are assigning a number in the result. So this is passing our sample test case. Now let's check if this is passing all the test cases. Yeah, so this is passing all the test case. Now let's see the time and space complexity for this solution. So from here we can see that we are using one integer array, which is our result. So any variable or any data structure which we are using for output or for input, that is not considered in space complexity. So this result will not contribute in the space complexity. Now let's check for the time complexity. So here we are using a while loop where we are checking if left is greater than the right. So we are touching each element 1 or 2 times at most. So since we are touching each element 1 to 2 times, so the time complexity will be order of n, and the space complexity is order of 1. Great, thanks for watching this video. If you want more videos like this, then please like and subscribe our channel.